Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Aviator. Today we are going to automate a test case. The test case is EMI validation, where it says launch a mortgage calculator app, then enter amount, interest and tenure and click on calculate button, then verify the EMI value. Okay, so what exactly the each action expected result is? When you say the launch the mortgage calculator, mortgage app should be launched. Let me show you. This is my device. Okay, so let me show you my app. Okay, my app is mortgage calculator. Can you see the mortgage calculator here? I am launching that app. That is what the first step is. That is launch mortgage calculator app. Then what is the next steps is? Next steps is enter the amount, interest and tenure and click on calculate button. Okay, let me enter amount, that is 10,000 as per the test data, then years 5, then interest rate is 12. Then what should I do? Click on calculate. Once I click on calculate, can you see the actual result? That is 222.44. So what does my expected result say? My expected result also says the output should be 222.44. Okay, so this is the test case. Let us start writing the script for this. Okay, to start, where exactly we can write the code? To write the code I require Eclipse. Okay, so this is the place where I write the code. Okay, Eclipse consists of 3 sections. This is where I write the code. This is the place where I get the output. Whatever you see here, it's a Maven project. Okay, in the future classes I'll be anyway telling you how exactly to create the Maven project and all those stuff. Okay, today we'll get into the June batch test, where exactly you can create a package. There is a structure for Maven. All these in details I'll be telling in the future classes. Okay, let me create a new package. Right click, new package. Let me say this package name as demo. Okay, click on finish. Under a package, let me create a new class, that is test case GB01. That is the test case number, right? Yes, GB01. Okay, and select main method. Now if I click on finish, right, I will get 3 lines of code. What is that 3 lines of code? First it will show me the package name. What is the package name which I have? It is demo. Second, it will automatically show me the class name. Third is the main method. Okay, click on finish. First is what? The package name, the same as this. Second is what? The class name. And third is the main method, what we selected inside. So these 3 lines, what exactly mean? We'll be discussing in the future classes, guys. What is packages, what is class and what is object and all those stuff. Okay, as of now at the high level, the package is nothing but it consists of class and the interface. Okay, you won't be understanding in detail. Okay, there is a separate session to make you people understand these things. Okay, as of now understand that it holds classes and the interface. Package will hold class and the interface. Okay, and what exactly the class means? Okay, class is a blueprint, or understand that it holds the structure of this code. Just think that it holds the structure of this code. It's a very crude way of saying it, but understand that way as of now. What is this main method? That is public static void main. Means public static void main is nothing but it's a entry point to your code. Okay, as any of our house has a main entry point, right? The main door is our entry point, right? Same way, for any code to execute, we should have a main method. We should have a main method. Okay, now we saw the functionality of our app and we have the code editor. Okay, now how exactly to proceed? First and foremost thing, any automation for any test case, right? You need to write an algorithm. Okay, what does this algorithm says? First, shall I say, launch the app. Okay, then what is the next set of things which is mentioned here? We should say enter the amount, tenure and interest. Okay, next action should be click on the calculate button. Click on the calculate button, and after this get the output. Finally close the. Okay, once we get the output, what exactly we need to do? The next is, before closing, is validation of the output or the result, whatever you call it as, and finally close the app. Okay, everybody got it? What we did is, first we had written the algorithm like this. Now before I start writing the code, okay, first is launching the app, entering the amount, interest, clicking on the calculate button, getting the output, validation, close the app. First we need to understand the structure, how exactly a mobile automation can happen, because it is not straightforward. It is not like your web application where you can directly open your browser. Okay, first and foremost thing, many important step, closely observe and concentrate now. It is not straightforward as your web based application testing. It is dealing with the physical devices. Okay, now what are the two things which you have now? You have an Eclipse, where you are going to write the code. The code which you are going to write should interact with your mobile device. The code which you are going to write, again closely concentrate, the code which you are going to write in your Eclipse should get executed in your mobile device. Okay, now for that, what are the steps required? First and foremost thing, you need to check whether the device is connected or not, whether your laptop or the system is able to recognize the device. Okay, for that there are certain commands. Okay guys, it is not straightforward. Closely observe. I am opening a command prompt. Okay, I am writing a command called as adb devices. Can you see here? The list of devices attached is nothing but it is giving the device ID. Okay, adb device command is nothing but Android debug bridge devices. So now, which phone I am using? It is the Android device. Okay, I am automating an Android device, that it is a Samsung phone. Okay, Android OS, and inside that what app? It is a mortgage calculator app. Okay, everybody got to know how exactly to detect the device? Guys? Let me close this. Okay, open the command prompt. What you should type? adb devices. ADB means what? Android debug bridge. Okay, now the next part is, okay, phone is getting recognized by your laptop or whatever the system is. Now, how exactly to launch my app? How exactly to launch my app? If you see here, I am closing all the other things. Okay, now how do I launch this particular app? To launch this particular app, first I need to give the details of my phone. I need to give the details of what? My phone device. Then I need to give the details of my mortgage calculator. Okay, first is what exactly I need to give? I need to give the details of phone device, and I need to give the details of my app. But is this two parameter is more than enough? Very important, guys. Again, closely observe. To interact with my app, I'm again launching the app. To interact with my app, okay, between my code and my app inside a mobile device, there is an interface. You cannot, supposedly if I write a code here, supposedly if I just write some code here and it needs to interact in this mobile device, right? Okay, directly if you write the Java code, it won't interact. It won't interact, or it won't perform the action on your mobile device. So what is required in between? Okay, so there is a server called as Appium server. Appium is between my code, that is my laptop system, and my phone device. Okay, if the Appium server is up and running, then whatever the code I write here will interact with my application inside my phone. Everybody getting it? What is the interface? The code which I am going to write here, if it needs to get interacted, if it needs to get executed, what is required in between? Appium server. Okay, closely observe here. This is the pictorial representation of that. What we have written here? WebDriver script, or the whatever the code, Java code which we write. Okay, we generally call that as a WebDriver script. Okay, the code which we write here to interact with the phone, right? What is required in between? Appium server. Okay, so the code which we write, it sends the command in what format? In a JSON format. It sends the request in a JSON format to the Appium server. From the Appium, it interacts with the mobile. So the functionalities are performed here. Then the output which is obtained, will it directly go here? No, again it will go to the Appium server. Then from the Appium server, again it goes back to the script, and we see the output. Everybody getting it? Very important. We write the code, it interacts first with the Appium server, it sends the commands to the Appium server. From the Appium server, it goes to the mobile device, that is mobile phone. The apps, whatever the output which we get, again it goes to the Appium server. From the Appium server to your output in your Eclipse. Okay, let me come back to the Eclipse. Now, how exactly the Appium server looks like, and how to make Appium server up and running. Okay, so can you see the Appium shortcut here? I am opening the Appium server. Okay, so how to make the Appium server up and running? Click on this play button kind of a thing. It will launch the Appium server. It will take at least 10 to 15 seconds to launch. Okay, you will get a message called as console log level debug. If you get a message like that, it means Appium server is up and running. Can you see here? Can you see the information? Console log level debug. if you get a message like this, it means Appium server is what? It is up and running. Only when the Appium server is up and running, the code which you write here, will interact with your mobile device. Everybody getting it? There are three layers kind of a thing. The code which you write and the Appium server is in between, then your mobile device. Okay, so to launch an application, what all things we need to give? We need to give details of, we need to give what? Details of the device, and what OS it is, okay, and what version it is. What OS and what version, those details we have to give. Then to launch the app, we need to give the details of something called as package name and activity. There's something called as activity to launch an app. And finally we need to give details of what? Appium server. Details of Appium server. So the launching the app itself, it has three subdivisions. Okay,